So here are the ultimate cycle top indicators that have never failed, have never had a false signal. So let's look at each one of them. When predicting a cycle top, we don't want to look at one indicator. We want to look at as many high quality signals as possible. Let's look at the S tier and A tier of these top signals. So S tier is what? Have never shown a false signal. They signal the exact top or very close. They have fired many times in the past and have shown predictive power. So let's look at each one of them. The first one is the weekly logarithmic MACD. What we want to look at here is the blue line, which is the MACD line. So the MACD line is basically the difference between a longer term moving average and a short term moving average, right? So this difference. So when this blue line, the MACD line, reaches this diagonal resistance, every single time it has predicted the top with very high accuracy. So another one is the monthly Bollinger Bands width. So this measures the volatility, the amount of volatility across time. So as you can see, the volatility has been reducing over time, right? With this curved resistance. So we should expect the next cycle top maximum volatility to be around there. So next one, ETH making a higher high and Bitcoin making a lower high. So this has been extremely accurate. So in 2017 we see this happening, ETH making a higher high, Bitcoin making a lower high, and in both peaks in 2021 we see this happening, right? ETH making a higher high, Bitcoin making a lower high like that. So Bitcoin transaction fees, when there is a spike in the transaction fees, that means that there is an overload of transactions going on, right? So in yellow, you see the altcoin market chart. About 2 weeks after this spike in the transaction fees, you see the peak in the altcoin market. The bicycle top, so this is when you have a shorter term moving average and a long-term moving average multiplied by 2, right? When they intersect, that is the cycle top. Everybody ignored it here in 2021. The cycle top was the day after, right? So this it predicts the cycle top within just a few days. Okay, extremely accurate indicator. So this one is extremely counterintuitive. So people see this whale alert notification of Tether minting billions of USDT, and they get very excited because they think that this is going to push the market up. But if you look at the dates of these posts, you see that they have predicted the exact tops, not just cycle tops but local tops, every single time. This is an extremely bearish signal. So I've mapped here every time Tether minted billions of USDT, and you can see it, it's just the exact top. Here recently I was telling people on X that this was an extremely bearish signal, and we did have a massive crash there. Okay, so this is an extremely accurate signal. So Coinbase ranking number 1 on the App Store, so overcoming TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So this is the peak of the hype, and it has predicted the top every single time. So now let's look at A tier top signals. So these are indicators that have had only one false signal. So it's still extremely good indicators. The new meme coins stealing the show. In 2021, we had Doge completely going out of control at the first peak, Shiba getting completely out of control at the second peak, Pepe, then we had a crash after. Bonk is the only one that I consider to be a false signal because we did have a move up after that and then a crash after, but this was because of the ETF launch. So actually, if it wasn't for the ETF launch, I actually believe that the Bonk mania would have been the peak of that, the local peak there. Then we had Whiff there, the dog with a hat, predicting that local top there. So when you have a new meme coin completely getting out of control, so that is a very strong sign that this is a local top or a cycle top. Another one is the monthly RSI. So the false signal is here. So you had this one false signal, all the other ones had been extremely accurate. So still amazing indicator. Last one here is the MVRV Z-score. So this one measures the difference between the current market cap of Bitcoin with the actual amount paid for every single Bitcoin on the network. Once this difference gets to a certain level, that is the maximum extension. So the only false signal, if we could call it that, is this one that didn't reach the levels of the previous ones, but still an amazing indicator. So we would expect in this current cycle the maximum peak to reach somewhere around there. We want to be conservative. Follow for more crypto insights.